Characteristics of overcurrent relay. Characteristics of overcurrent relay. So here, based on the time of operation, the overcurrent relays are having some characteristics here. So generally that means plug setting multiplier versus time of operation. Time of operation. I am representing this time of operation as T suffix OP. Plug setting multiplier versus time of operation. So that means if fault current is more, or if the fault current is increased, then the plug setting multiplier is increased, because the plug setting multiplier is directly proportional to the fault current. Just now we have seen. So plug setting multiplier, as from the formula of plug setting multiplier is equal to I fault current divided by CT ratio into current setting. So plug setting multiplier is directly proportional to the fault current. As the fault current is increased, plug setting multiplier is increased. That means the secondary side of the CT current will be increased. Secondary side current will also increased. So therefore the operating torque which is equal to K1 into I square will also increased, right? Then the net torque, which is nothing but operating torque minus restraining torque, will also increased. So therefore, because of this net torque, the speed of the disc, which is related to the relays and circuit breaker concept, will also increased. As long as the speed of the disc is increased, then the operating time of the relay will be reduced. The operating time is reduced. That means what? Fast operation. So TOP is inversely proportional to now plug setting multiplier. That's the conclusion from this concept. So as the fault current is increased, plug setting multiplier is increased, and operating time will be reduced. So this is the relation between the operating time versus plug setting multiplier. So these are having certain inverse relation. So the graph will be like this for operating time versus plug setting multiplier. If I take plug setting multiplier on x-axis and operating time on y-axis in terms of seconds, so this is my graph. Okay, this is my graph, operating time versus plug setting multipliers. So in order to change the operating time, you have to change the time multiplier setting. So to change the operating time, you have to change the time multiplier setting. What do you mean by time multiplier setting? TMS. So TMS is nothing but by adjusting the time multiplier setting value, the actual value of the operating time is adjusted. Okay, so to change this T operating, you have to change the time multiplier setting. That means operating time and time multiplier setting is having the relation like this: TMS in terms of percentage divided by 100. Okay, and into T operating time when the relay is having with 100% time multiplier setting. So based on that, you can change the operating time of the relay. So TMS percentage divided by 100 into T operating. What is this T operating? This is the time of operating relay whenever there is a 100% time multiplier setting available in the relay. So based on this, you are adjusting your operating time. Okay, what is the meaning of generally time multiplier setting? Means internally you are adjusting the backstop position which is there in the relay. To reduce the operating time, you have to adjust the backstop for the relay. Already we have discussed what is the meaning of backstop available in case of relay circuit. This is used for having the restraining torque in the relay circuit. So that's what that is called the backstop. So by setting the backstop only, you can adjust the operating time of the relay. That is indirectly, like internally. Okay. So for example, if plug setting multiplier is 4, how to calculate the time operating time means, if the plug setting multiplier is 4 and the time multiplier setting is 5%, then what is the operation time? What is the operating time or operation time? T operating time is equal to TMS in percentage divided by 100 into when the TMS with 100%, let us take it as 1. This is nothing but here 0.05 second. This is the operating time adjustment, operating time of a relay, 0.05 seconds. This is as per the formula only. Just now we have discussed this one. TMS in terms of percentage divided by 100 into operating time when there is a 100% TMS. So for this I have taken it as a 1, and this is the TMS in terms of percentage, and this is 100. So therefore my operating time will be 0.05 seconds. Okay, so based on this, there is a classification of overcurrent relays. Types of overcurrent relays. Types of overcurrent relays. Number 1. So depending upon the characteristics, the overcurrent relays are classified as instantaneous overcurrent relay. Instantaneous overcurrent relay. First one. Second one is definite time overcurrent relay. Definite time overcurrent relay. Third one is inverse definite minimum time overcurrent relay. Inverse definite minimum time. Inverse definite minimum time overcurrent relay. IDMT relay. In the short I am representing further it as IDMT relay. Inverse definite minimum time overcurrent relay. And after that very inverse overcurrent relay, and the last one is extreme inverse overcurrent relay. So these are the relays based on the characteristics of the overcurrent relays. Instantaneous overcurrent relay, definite time overcurrent relay, inverse definite minimum time overcurrent relay or IDMT relay, very inverse overcurrent relay, extremely inverse overcurrent relay. Okay. So this is a symbol of the relay, generally used to represent like this. This is a current entering into the relay, actuating current. This is a trip signal given to the circuit breaker, and there exists a time multiplier setting here in terms of percentage, and there will be a current setting here. All this we learned just now: current setting, time multiplier setting, trip signal, that you know, right? So what is the instantaneous overcurrent relay? Actually, the instantaneous overcurrent relay is nothing but it operates immediately if the fault current exceeds the pickup value. So we already given the pickup value to the relay. For example, this is a 7 amperes. So instantaneous relay is nothing but it will be operating immediately after it exceeds the pickup current value. For example, if there is a 7.2 ampere is flowing through the circuit, that means it has been exceeded the pickup value. Therefore the relay which is existed there, that will be operating instantaneously. Therefore the name it is called instantaneous overcurrent relay. The relay is operated because of the overcurrent, so therefore the relay is called instantaneous overcurrent relay. Okay, so if there is no internal time delay, that means there is no internal time delay for operating this relay. That means there is no lag existing in the relay operation. Therefore there is no need of putting TMS, time multiplier setting is not required for this, because time multiplier setting is used for setting the operation time of the relay, but here I wanted to act the relay instantaneously, therefore there is no use of using TMS in this case. There is no provision at all for TMS in the relay. So that is a generalized representation of the relay for overcurrent relay. So here for instantaneous overcurrent relay there is no provision of TMS because instantaneously it is operating, therefore there is no need of the lag in the operation. So there exists a instantaneous operation, and in GENCO examination a question is asked like the approximate operating time of the instantaneous overcurrent relay is dash. It's like 0.1 second or 100 millisecond, like that. 0.1 second or 100 milliseconds the operating time of the instantaneous overcurrent relay. Okay, and here the instantaneous overcurrent relay the operating time is constant throughout the operation of the relay. There will be no change at all because there is no provision of adding time lag in the operation, therefore the operating time is definitely constant throughout the operation. And after that, definite time overcurrent relay means so there will be a definite time lag for operating the relay. Because of that, the name which is there as a definite time overcurrent relay. So in definite time overcurrent relay, the relay operates within a definite time lag if the fault current exceeds the pickup value. Okay, so the definite operating time of the relay is adjusted by adjusting its TMS value. So in the previous case there is no provision of TMS, but by adjusting the time multiplier setting we are creating some lag to operate the relay. So therefore this is having certain definite time to operate, therefore the relay is called a definite time operating relay. Instantaneous overcurrent relay will be operating instantaneously. Definite time operating overcurrent relay will be operating by taking certain definite time lag to operate the relay. So that is used for obstructing the surges, overcurrent surges. So for small surges you should not to operate, therefore in that case the definite time overcurrent relay will be used. So to get the definite operating time characters, a suitable current transformer is selected in which the saturation should occur just above the pickup value of the current. For example, so this is the curve of CT core flux versus I. This is my pickup current. This is my pickup current. So for definite overcurrent relay it should allow up to certain time lag, up to time this lag it has to allow, then it has to operate. This is the lag of operation time. This is the lag, right? After that the core has to be saturated. Like that you have to choose the CT, otherwise so that means there is no need of having this curve after this operation, because my operating point is up to here only. Then after that you can choose the CT that it has to be saturated. Okay, so this is the CT of definite time overcurrent relay. After that, inverse definite minimum time relay. What do you mean by inverse definite minimum time relay or IDM relay? Means in the IDM relay the operating time is inversely proportional to the fault current near the pickup value and becomes constant after once the time is reached, a minimum time is reached, then after that it will be constant. That is called a IDMT relay, inverse definite minimum time relay. So here in this case the operating time is inversely proportional to the fault current. This is near to the pickup current only, after that it is substantially constant. This is the thing. In IDMT relay the operating time is inversely proportional to the fault current near to pickup current, and after that it will be constant once a minimum time is reached. That is the IDMT relay. So all these operating times versus plug setting multipliers are given like this. This is the operating time in terms of seconds. So here this is a minimum value of plug setting multiplier, and this is the operating time minimum. Operating time this is required for the relay. So therefore in this case the instantaneous current will be operated at the instantaneously, but here the definite time overcurrent relay is operated by taking certain time lag. This is the curve of definite time overcurrent relay, and after that IDMT relay. This is IDMT relay, and after that very inverse relay, very inverse overcurrent relay, and extremely inverse overcurrent relay. Extremely inverse overcurrent relay. So these are the characteristics of all the relays, overcurrent relays, with respect to PSM and as well as operating time. And what are the applications of overcurrent relays? Overcurrent relays are used for the protection of applications of overcurrent relays. Applications of overcurrent relays. This is used for the overcurrent relays are used for the protection of generators, motors, transformers, distribution system feeders. So in all cases almost overcurrent will be existing. Distribution system feeders. Okay. And the pickup current of, so some important points based on the overcurrent relay is, the pickup current of an overcurrent relay is selected based on its minimum value of fault current. The pickup current of the overcurrent relay is selected based on the minimum fault current in its protection zone. Okay, here the problem is in the distribution system, and we are having two types of systems, right? The distribution system and transmission system. A three-phase fault with maximum generation will gives maximum value of the fault current, but in the transmission system an LG fault with a minimum generation gives the minimum value of the fault current, and in the distribution system the line to line fault with a minimum generation gives minimum value of the fault current. So these are the minimum values of the fault currents. In distribution system and transmission system you will be having two types of faults. Simply I can classify like single phase faults and three phase faults. So three phase faults always gives the maximum fault current, right? Both in transmission and distribution system these three phase faults will give maximum fault current, but whereas in the transmission system the LG fault single phase fault will gives the minimum fault current. So the pickup value will be selected based on the minimum fault current, that means in the transmission line LG fault, but in case of distribution system the minimum fault can be line to line fault. So if the overcurrent relay is applied in distribution system, you have to take line to line fault as a minimum fault current for the distribution system. If you are applied in distribution system, you have to take line to line fault. In case of transmission system, you have to take LG fault. But if you are taking three phase fault, that you will be having the maximum fault current, which is used for the circuit breaker contact design. If the relay is operating for a fault which is outside of the zone of its protection, that is called the reach problem, called overreach problem, right? That means let me write a diagram here. For example, with respect to this is the distance and this is the three phase fault and this is some fault or something like this. I am taking line to line fault as a minimum fault in case of distribution system, line to ground or something like this. So my line to line fault will be like this, line to ground fault will be like this, or some three-phase fault will be like this as per the distance I am taking, right? And this is my zone of transmission line. This is my transmission line. Okay, this is line 1 up to here I am taking. Let us take, this is line 1 and this is line 2 and this is something like that. Okay, and this is my pickup current generally for all the lines. This is a pickup current value, right? So here an LL fault is taken place like this, line to line fault. This is my pickup current. This is for LLG fault, and for LL fault this is my pickup current. Let us take, this is my pickup current. For three-phase faults, let us take, this is a three-phase fault, then this is the pickup current, right? So here let me take this as a zone 1. This is a zone 1 and this is zone 2, like that. If the relay operates for a fault which is outside the zone of protection, then it is called over zone. If there is a relay inside this line 1 in the zone 1 operation, if there exists a three-phase fault here which is existing in the zone 2, then if the relay is operated in the line 1 or a zone 1, then that is called a overreach problem. So the pickup current is different for three-phase fault, line to ground fault and line to line fault. So I have placed a relay here which has to operate for this zone of protection. So in this zone I have two faults, line to line fault and line to ground fault. So if this relay is operating, if there exists a three-phase fault in the another zone, then that is called overreach problem. Overreach problem. Due to overreach, the relay experiences security problem. We have one already analyzed. What do you mean by security problem? We are having two types of problem, dependability and security. Security problem means what? It should not operate when it is not required. So here also same thing. In the zone 2 of operation, there exists a three-phase fault. For that there is a relay, and here my relay has to operate only for these two faults. If the relay is operated for another zone, the fault which is existed in the second zone, then it is facing the security problem. That means it should not operate when it is not required. This is called the overreach problem. So if the pickup current is selected based on the minimum value of the fault current, then the current in a protection zone, then overcurrent relay experienced with security problem, this overreach problem. Similarly, there exists an underreach also. If the relay is not operated for the fault which is inside the zone of its protection, then it is called a underreach problem. Due to this underreach problem, the relay is experiencing what here? Dependability problem. Underreach problem or dependability problem. Underreach problem or dependability problem. Dependability means what here? It should operate whenever it is required. Dependability problem. So because of the underreach, the relay is facing dependability problem. Because of the overreach, the relay is operating the security problem. Okay. Then what is the conclusions here? In the transmission system, in the transmission lines or in the transmission system, where generally the protection is important in transmission and as well as distribution system, because generator will have its own protection and the transmission and as well as distribution side. So in the transmission side, security is very important rather than the dependability. Security is very important. It should not operate when it is not required, because entire power supply will be lost to the customers. So here for the transmission lines, security is important rather than dependability. In case of distribution system, security can be tolerable, but dependability is very important in the transmission distribution system. Dependability is very much important in distribution system. Security can be tolerable, security can be accepted, but the dependability cannot be accepted. So that's why the dependability is very important in distribution system, and the security is very important in transmission system. Therefore, the overcurrent relays are not used for transmission system. That is the conclusion in the overcurrent relays. So overcurrent relays are not used in the transmission system protection, because if you are using the overcurrent relays in the transmission system, they are facing the problem called underreach problem. Okay, so because of that reason, the overcurrent relays are not used generally in transmission system. So therefore the overcurrent relays are preferred in distribution system. Okay, but the pickup currents are based on selected based on the minimum value of the fault current in the protection zone to avoid the underreach problem. As you are facing the underreach problem in transmission system, to avoid this underreach problem, you have to select the minimum fault current based on its zone of protection. So this is related to overcurrent relays.